All right, so one of the first things we'll need to know how to do in chapter 2.5 is the point-slope formula, which exactly how it sounds. You're given a point and a slope, and can you figure out the equation of a line that has both that point and that slope? So here are my givens. The point, -4 and 2, and my slope, which is denoted by m, equals 2. So a couple things we know with this formula. My slope here is m, that equals 2. My point, I'll go ahead and call this my x1, and my other point here, I'll call this my y1. Now we simply plug it straight into our formula. So we'll have a y minus y1, which is 2, equals m, which is my slope, 2, times x minus x1, which is -4. And again, two negatives makes a positive. So now we just need to simplify and solve for y, because we want to put this in slope-intercept form. So y minus 2 equals, I'll need to distribute my 2. So 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times positive 4 is 8. And last but not least, I need to move this -2 over. Opposite of subtracting 2 is to add 2 on both sides. That gives me y equals 2x equals 8 plus 2 is 10. So here's my equation of a line that has -4, 2 as its point and m as its slope. Since this is in slope-intercept form, I do see my slope is 2. And if I plug in these values for x, so if I plug in -4 for x, 2 times -4 is -8, plus 10 is 2. So you can double check by plugging your point into this equation and see if it works out. This is how we're going to use the point-slope formula. And I will be giving you this formula on the test. You just need to know how to use the formula. Now where we're talking about two lines, there's two things to look out for. Are they parallel or are they perpendicular? Parallel lines, of course, are lines that do not intersect, which means they have the exact same slope. So if I ask you an equation here, y equals 2x plus 1, what would be a line that is parallel to y equals 2x plus 1? Well, y equals something with the same slope, 2x minus 1. Could be plus 4. Just as long as they share the exact same slope. So these two lines are parallel. Now with perpendicular, they are two lines that intersect and form a right angle. So think they are complete opposites of one another. If my slope is m plus 1, or let's say, sorry, not m plus 1, m1, 3 over 4, then a slope that is perpendicular to 3 over 4, I need to flip the fraction, so 4 over 3, and I need to flip the sign. So notice if it's positive, it becomes a negative. So what's perpendicular to 3/4? That is -4/3. Let's look at that again. Say my slope is 3. What is perpendicular to 3? Well, my m2, I'll need to flip this. Think this is 3 over 1. So flipping that fraction gets me 1 over 3. And the opposite of a plus is a minus. So a line that's perpendicular to 3 will be -1/3. One more time. M equals -1/2. I'll need to flip this fraction. That's step 1. So opposite of 1 over 2 is 2 over 1. I'll just keep it as a 2. Opposite of a minus is a positive. So what's perpendicular to a slope of -1/2? That is a slope of 2. So parallel, they have the exact same slope. Perpendicular, those fractions, that slope, the rise over run, is flipped. 3/4, 4/3, 3, 1/3, 1/2, 2, and the sign is flipped. So positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive. So remember those two things with perpendicular.